Glory, tell me your backstory again. Uh, Need anything from me? Tell me about... No, if I didn't know any better, I think you were warming up to me. I suppose you might say that. I don't talk to many people, Analog. It just doesn't seem to be worth the effort. Wow. That's interesting viewpoint. I don't really feel much anymore. Not since this. If that's true, why are you still talking to me? I suppose because you've shown an interest and because you haven't let me push you away. She locks eyes with you. Her expression is blank. I don't want to mislead you, Analog. I still don't feel anything, not warmth or friendship or even trust. But I can appreciate the effort you're making. It's something new, and it's worthy of exploring. You said that things went bad when you turned 14. I'd like to keep talking about that. No, I'd rather not. Why not? Because I don't see a reason to. The memories are unpleasant, and dredging them up doesn't serve any real purpose. You're wrong about that. The last time we talked, it had an impact on you. That's reason enough to continue. I suppose that's true. Feeling discomfort is better than feeling nothing at all. Oh, that's rough. Alright, here's the deal, Analog. I'm going to talk, you listen. And when I'm done, I'm done. No complaints and no arguments, and we'll see what happens. Deal? Deal. Right. The 1,000-meter stare creeps back into Glory's eyes. A moment later, she's locked away in her own head again, reliving memories that she'd long since filed away. So a few days after my 14th birthday, I began to express, magically. Judging from what I saw in your aura, your awakening must have been an incredible thing. It was actually fairly standard. The real power didn't come until later, but we'll get to that. There's another long pause and Glory becomes more animated. Anyway, I turned 14. I awakened. I don't even remember how my parents found out about it anymore. I think that my dad caught me playing with a tiny city spirit that I coaxed out of a pile of garbage, something like that. With everything that happened afterward, those days are kind of a blur. What I do remember is my father's response to the revelation that his little girl was a witch, a hexa. He beat the living shit out of me with his fists, and then his belt, and then a claw hammer that he grabbed out of his toolbox. All the while my mother was screaming and flailing at him. She took a couple of licks with the hammer too. It's a miracle you survived. I'm just lucky, I guess. So finally, after what felt like an hour, Dad stopped tuning me up with the hammer. I had broken ribs, a busted arm, I couldn't see out of my left eye, and my entire right side was covered with one giant bruise. I was bleeding all over the place, making a real mess of the carpet. The old bastard spat on me, his bleeding, crying daughter. He spat on me and told me that I was das Teufels Hure, the devil's whore. Then he kicked me out of the house. As I was crawling away, my father told me that if he or any of his Kreuzritter brothers ever saw me again, they'd treat me as the Berlin chapter treats the enemies of God. If you're not familiar with how the Kreuzritters here in Berlin deal with heretics, it's decidedly less pretty than what my dad and his buddies did to their victims. Got the hint, and the next morning I hitched a ride out of Stuttgart. Why didn't you go to a hospital, though? Oh, I did, but not in Stuttgart. If I went to a local hospital with the kind of injuries that Dad gave me, there'd be questions, and I couldn't afford to stay in town any longer than I had to. Even if my dad wound up getting arrested for beating me, the rest of the local Kreuzritters would have found me, and I wound up skinned alive and thrown into the Neckar. I wound up in Tübingen. I figured it'd be a safe enough place to find medical attention and maybe to call home. It's not far from Stuttgart, but it still has a huge student community that I figured I could blend into, and the university there has a decent magic department. My ride dropped me off at the university hospital, and they patched me up pretty good. Had some questions for me about how I got so beaten up, but I lied and told them that I'd been mugged, which played nicely into my complete lack of cash credit and identification. Glory pauses for a moment and looks down at the floor, then fixes her eyes on you. She's visibly tense. We're gonna fast forward through the next few years. I was a kid on the street. I got by as best as I could, doing whatever I had to do. The rest we can leave up to your imagination. Good? Good. Good. Glory's clenched jaw relaxes somewhat and the tension drains out of her shoulders. Thanks. So anyway, I lived on the street for a few years. Got used to being hungry all the time, got used to getting rained on, got by. I was painfully aware that I had magical talents, but without any kind of training or guidance, I didn't really know how to use or develop them. Truth be told, they scared me, so I more or less ignored them. So it just kind of went on like that until a few days after my 17th birthday. Then I met Marta and everything changed. Marta was a sweet girl. At first I took her for a street kid like me. Her clothes were a bit ratty and she seemed comfortable being near me. But she also looked well fed and happy, and those were two things that I hadn't been in years. We started hanging out, and before I knew what was happening, I was in love. There was a genuine attraction between Marta and me, I think. But I also think a lot of my affection for her came from the fact that she was the first person in years to give a damn about me. She cared, and I loved her for that. Glory pauses. She looks flustered, her composure cracked. Keep going, Glory. She stares at you for a beat, then nods. A few ragged breaths later, she continues. Marta told me about a place where she'd been hanging out. She invited me to join her there. It was called Feuerstall, the fireplace, and it was sort of a commune for dispossessed youth. It turns out that a lot of the street kids I'd known over the years had moved there. The way they'd disappeared, I assumed they'd been kidnapped or killed or had gone back to their parents. But there they were. I remember being kind of angry about it, like, how did everybody get the memo about this but me? Marta calmed me down. She was good at helping me work through my feelings, and I wound up following her to Feuerstall. To a street kid, it was basically paradise. The owner, a guy named Harrow, had set up this little farm outside Tübingen in the Schönbeck forest. The Schönbeck is officially a nature park, but not many people go there nowadays. Too much fear of paranormal animals, I guess. Anyway, park or not, it was plenty big enough for us to hide in. It was also safe and pretty, and the farm was well stocked with food. Most importantly, Feuerstall gave us a sense of community and stability that we'd never had on the street, and we loved Harrow for that. He became like a surrogate father to us. Glory pauses again, and you recognize the distinctive flush in her cheeks. She seems to have come out of her reverie once again. That's enough for now. I need to process all of this, and I don't want to continue forward until I've had the chance to do that. I know that this all happened years ago, but I guess it's still pretty raw to me, so I'm gonna have to ask you to give me some space for a while. She turns away and the frost begins to creep back into her voice. We can pick it back up later. Okay. What's up, Dante? Dante lifts his head and looks up at you mournfully. The feral aggression is gone from his eyes. He's changed, you can see it, but he's still Dante. So, Analog, Dante was very helpful out there, but I'm a bit concerned about his fire breathing. Pretty cool trick, don't you think? It's handy, that's not hard to argue. But he's not a normal dog, not by a long shot. Is he possessed? I assume you've checked his aura and discovered he's part hellhound. Monica trained him for months to be combat ready. We had a hellhound in the house, and Monica did tell us. For months. Analog has him under control. Dante performed well in the field. Followed commands flawlessly. I have no concerns. Welcome to the team, Dante. You have anything new? Analog, this isn't the best of times. Her body language is self-assured, but you can hear the anxiety in her voice. Something has her worried, and in a big way. Talk to me, Eiger. Something has put you on edge. I want to know what it is. There's a long pause. Finally, she turns her PDA so that you can look at the screen. This. The image that greets you is a holopic of a rail-thin orc with jet-black hair. Who am I looking at? His name is Yuli Kozlov, but he's better known by his handle, the Engineer. He's a mercenary, ex-Spetsnaz, one of the best in his field. I ran up against him in my old KSK days. Tell me more. His specialties are social engineering and wet work. In practice, he spends most of his time paving the way for organized crime syndicates to seize new territory. He sets up bribes, takes out key members of the opposition, and forges alliances with existing street gangs. All the groundwork that a syndicate needs. He's extremely bad news, Analog, and my contacts spotted him in Schottenest. The attack has left the Kreuz Bazaar in a pretty rough shape. Two rough to deal with syndicate moving in next door. Exactly. I've seen what the engineer can do up close. I've seen what's happened to the communities he's worked on after the syndicates moved in. And I'm telling you, regardless of our other problems, we can't let that happen here. We've got a full plate, I know that, but Analog, we can't afford to ignore this. If we do, the Kreutz Bazaar that we know today will be gone within a year. I promise you that. Alright, so what are you thinking about doing about it? We stop him. I can't think of any way around it. I don't like going off mission, but if we don't, the Kreutz Bazaar is screwed. We can't afford to let that happen. I didn't save the Kreutz Bazaar just to watch it get absorbed by some crime syndicate. We take care of this situation here and now. Alright, fearless leader, we go. But the others, they can't know about this. We need them to stay on task. Agreed. Just you and me, quick and quiet. Yeah, let's do it. She claps you on the shoulder. Grab your things and meet me at Wine Color. I've got a contact who's gonna join us there, and he can help us figure out our next step. You too. Dietrich greets you with his new familiar wry smile. Analog, what's new? Why'd you switch from fronting a band to running the shadows? I think I asked you that already. Honestly, working the stage was getting boring, boss. Spitting and screaming at the world was fine and good when I was a kid, but I didn't just do it for me anymore. The Dragon Slayer wanted me to fight a real enemy, so I left the band behind and turned to the shadows. He shrugs. I don't know, guess I figured that'd be the best way to find one. Considering current events, I'd say you're not wrong about that. Yeah, I guess not. Feels kind of daunting, truth be told, but it's exciting all the same. I've been looking for a worthy adversary for a while now. It's kind of satisfying having a white whale to chase. How long have you been looking for a real enemy? He shrugs. Not too long, ever since I took down the last one. The last one? Of course, I might be able to sit around feeling pleased with myself if I followed the creator or the Moon Maiden, but the Dragon Slayer ain't that kind of idol. If I'm not drinking, I'm fighting, and if I'm not doing either of those things, I'm looking for a bigger, better fight to get in next time. Dietrich produces a flask from his jacket pocket and raises it in salute. It's a remarkably simple code to live by. Who was the last one? Gang boss, a great big orcish bastard called the Wildschwein, led the local chapter of the Horde. I'd set my sights on him and his for a while. They'd hurt a lot of people, and I figured they'd pose a challenge. I wasn't wrong about that, but I took him out in the end. So when does this pattern end? Well, boss, the way I figure it, it'll end when I can pick a fight that I can't win. He smiles sadly. Might be this one, maybe the next. It'll be hard to top a great dragon. But that's the way the Dragon Slayer wants it, and who am I to refuse him? Abruptly, he turns away. That's enough talk for today, boss. Besides, you've got other things to do, I'm sure. Thanks, Dietrich. What do you have to say, Blitz? One look at Blitz's face and it is enough to tell you that something is gnawing at him. He stands beside his table, playing with a coffee spoon. Oh, Analog, what you need? What's going on? Well, I hate to admit it, but I might be in a bit of trouble here. What sort of trouble? Well, you remember those creditors I told you about? The ones who loaned me all that money? Yeah, well, as it turns out, some of them are a little less forgiving than I thought they were. Keep talking. Well, one in particular seems to have taken things kind of personally. How personally are we talking here? I, got a package in the mail. It had somebody's thumbs in it. Thumbs? Yeah, thumbs. They came in a cigar box packed in salt. I have no idea who they belong to. I'm pretty sure they're meant to convey some sort of message. Really? You think so? He nods gravely. Yeah, I'm almost certain of it. I don't want to lose my thumbs, Chief. I like my thumbs. I think that I need to pay this guy back. Luckily, I've got a plan. I know how to get myself out of hot water with Meat Grinder. I've got it all specced out. Let me get this straight. You took a loan from somebody named Meat Grinder? Hey, Chief, come on. I feel bad about this enough already. Just don't need to rub it in. Anyway, like I was saying, I can make it all right again, but I'll need your help to do it. I'm listening. Well, there's this group out in Drogenkippel. They call themselves the Landenberg Ring. They're a financial crime organization, and there's a lot of bad blood between them and Meat Grinder's operation. Anyway, back when I was running with the Schwarzgehörsen, I laid out the groundwork for a hit on the Landenberg Ring. I was never able to make good on it, though. For some reason, none of the other gangers ever volunteered to help out. For some reason? I don't know, I don't get it. With your help, I could steal enough money back from them to cover my debt and get myself back into Meat Grinder's good graces in the process. So what do you think? A quick run, just you and me, with me in the Matrix and you as my man on the ground. We hit them, satisfy my debt, and laugh about it on our way back home. Sound like a plan? Alright, Blitz. You need to be more upfront about me with things like this. No problem, Chief. Not a problem at all. You can count on me. Now, if you excuse me, I've got some last-minute stuff to take care of before we get started. Oh, an analog. Thanks. No sweat, Blitz. Meet you at the U-Bahn? Oh, no, not as such. I won't be physically going to Drogenkippel and putting myself in risk at all. I've seen enough of that place for one lifetime. I'll be jacking in from a terminal that I set up here in the Kreutz Bazaar. Okay. I guess I'll send you on a comm when I get there. Sounds good, Chief. Thanks again. Alright. So, first I need to buy some medkits so I don't die. Oh, I probably have a ton of karma. Yeah, I do. So, knowing from my future experience, the next good upgrade for ranged combat to get new weapons is at 8. So I'll upgrade that. And then I need 6 more to get that upgrade. Oh, but I could buy better armor. It's been a while. I lost a niece today, but I'm doing a whole lot better than our attackers are. Those sons of bitches hit the wrong Kiez. I put six of them in the ground personally, and when I find out who they are, where they lived, ain't nothing gonna save those people. But you didn't come here to listen to me rage. You're after a bit of payback yourself, I'll wager. What can I do to help you get it? Give me the weapons. Outfits. Oh, I need some stylish outfits. Yeah, this one. Right? 9. Yeah, and +1 body, so I get some other benefits. And let me sell some stuff while I'm here. Yeah, that can go. That can go. I don't need all these drugs. Oh, that's currently equipped. No, keep that. Yeah, sell. Confirm. Oh. That's why the armor that I sold was so cheap, because it was the junk one. So now I'll sell you back some other armor. No, not the currently equipped one. 750. That's more like it. Yeah. Okay. And the other guy was, oh, and I can give this guy that drug formula that I've had forever. That was crazy, mein friend. Bullets flying, people dropping like flies. Crazy. Old Zack had to use his magic on a few of them. See that puddle over there? He lazily points to a yellow-green stain on the cobblestones and gives you a slow nod. Yeah, that was one of them. Attacker, thy name is Goo. That doesn't look like a blood stain. It looks more like somebody spilled his drink. He rolls his bugged out eyes. Yeah, sure, that's what it looks like to you. If you had the sight, you'd know better. So, yeah, take this formula. Okay, I can hook you up now. What's with the bandages on your hands? Zack snorts with a short burst of laughter. He waggles his bandaged hands in front of you. Oh, these? Nothing much, chummer, nothing much. Dustles back with a spirit back in Amsterdam. You know, we elves are a very spiritual people. We're very spiritual. Oh, come off it. Elves are not on the whole any more or less magical than anyone else. I'm in a position to know. Oh, come on, stop denying yourself. Embrace the power inside of you. You got the mojo just like me. Accept it. Flash lowers his voice to a conspiratorial whisper. Between you and me, my mojo is stronger than any corp war mages. Take those rapt scum bastards as technology. They cast spells on all day and all night, right? Fire this and lightning that, just tossing them around like candy. Right. Well, me, I'm just doing my thing, not casting spells. I'm storing up my energy, saving it. Can you imagine how much magic I have? Yeah, that's not how it works. Trust me, friend, I have secret knowledge. He slowly turns his head from side to side to give you a good look at his upturned ears. Like I said, it's in the blood. Alright, bye. Yeah, okay. I'll come to you if I ever need to make drugs. You though, you seem like you have some real nice actual medical drugs, right? Yeah, okay. Give me some medkits. Well, that should do it, right? Yes, that should do it. Yeah, that's fine. Show me the cyberware though. Add 6% to hit for 1,000. That's not bad. What else? What else do I have? What's this? Adds +1 body and +1 strength. The body's okay. The strength isn't of much use to me. How much did that cost? 4,000. Wonderful. Wait a second. I paid another $2,500 for a stat that I don't even use. I'm an idiot. Why did I do that? Maybe this one wasn't available before. I hope that's it, because otherwise I feel dumb. +2 armor and +1 body. Ugh, what a waste. Is there anything that goes in my head? There's the data jack, which I don't need. That seems to be it. Yes. Oh, here. What's this? Adds intelligence. I don't need that. Yeah, I don't need intelligence. I don't need intelligence. Arm, data jack, adrenal conductor, contractor. No. Adds strength and 5 HP. Maybe. That's all it is for arms. Do I want this? No, I don't, because I don't need strength, I need body. Okay. Good. Alright. How are my stats looking? Body 10. Strength 4. Look at that pathetic strength. Look at that min-maxing. I think I put 1 point into charisma. Yeah, that's about right. So objectives are those 2 side quests and the Apex thing. Let's go to Eiger's, since it's right here, I think. Yeah. Go on in. It's okay.